and he works hard to get you guys connected all across the nation. He really does work hard for his team, so hard that he's been recognized by Ambit leadership, and he is on our Thompson Leadership Council, Co-Leadership Council. I'm saying that totally wrong tonight. But what that council does for you guys that are new is it's just a few consultants across the nation are chosen to come in together and meet with our co-founders, Jerry and Chris, and they represent the field as they talk about opportunities and things that are going on. And what an honor and privilege to work with someone that connected with our co-founders. With a company this size, that's just an amazing, amazing thing. So I'm really excited to introduce him. He's an awesome speaker as well as trainer and leader, and he also does great three-way calls. So I'm excited to introduce Richard Amoedo.
Hey, Sherilyn, thanks so much. I appreciate that. I know we've got some folks that are actually on the Google Hangout as well, and we'll try to, if anyone's having difficulties, we'll try to field some of those. I think the broadband is getting adjusted here, so I think we'll be fine on that. I also, before we get into the call, I want to take a time to really recognize some folks that have really shown their work ethic to pay off through getting promoted through the compensation plan. And real quick, I know I'll let Lisa Pulliam, who's on Coach Alan Johnston's team, go ahead and Lisa, are you on the line right now?
She might be on the guest line.
Lisa, can you hit *6, Lisa? All right, no problem. We'll just continue on the road. So, just from our side here, I just want to recognize some folks. We've got out of Odessa, Texas. We got TJ Terry Pudwell, promoted to regional consultant just the other day, and then we've got a fast track promotion to regional consultant, which means you promoted to regional in 30 days or less. Out of Odessa, Texas, Tim Forbush, promoted to regional consultant. And we've got Evan Erickson, promoting to regional out of California. I don't know what city he's out of, but he's in California. And then a Ricardo Mendola, promoted to regional out of Texas. And then a couple that's been working very dynamically and very hard and persistent in this business, Ruth and Danny Orozco out of Pasadena, Texas, promoted to senior consultant, promoting themselves during the biggest promotion that we ever do. Triple bonus at senior consultant is when you can start making $705 on triple, and that's when Mary and I were actually able to close down our mortgage companies when we were senior, just a couple months after we were senior consultants, because that pay raise is huge when you start looking at your personal sponsors and your personal sponsored consultants as well as your downline, making that infinity override of 135. So congratulations to all you guys. Lisa, are you on the line now where you can talk?
Oh, there she is.
All right, Lisa. Hey, Lisa, I just unmuted you.
Okay, cool. Yes, I'm here.
All right, awesome. Your promotions, please.
Okay, I want to congratulate brand new regional consultant Laura Vasquez and brand new regional consultant Deborah Arrington. And we're so happy and proud for you ladies for that first huge promotion in our business. The other two promotions are the next step of leadership, and that's senior consultant Lee Miller and senior consultant Kyle Moore. Congratulations. We are so proud of y'all, and look forward to seeing you go all the way with this. Thank you, Richard.
You bet. That's awesome. I'll get your line remuted so you don't have to worry about it. As soon as I find it, where'd she go? There we go. Mute. All right, super guys. Okay, so the promotions are, just this is a business of recognition, right? So, you look at, how do you know you're winning at this game? Well, there's one thing is, getting a paycheck. That matters, right? Getting a regular paycheck, that matters. Getting somebody in your business, getting customers, all that matters. But if you're looking at how are you going to make the big money in Ambit Energy, is you're going to have to promote through the compensation plan. Now, we have people that are regional consultants, senior consultants that are making significant dollars in Ambit. Now, they've been in Ambit a long time. I mean, Last Ambition which was was that our 6th or 7th ambition? I guess our 7th ambition. We had a regional consultant that was in the top 50 income earners. Think about that. Mostly what you see in the top income earners, well, not mostly, all of them that you see, is executive consultants and then nationals. And that's who you see in the top 50. So when you look at someone being a regional, what that means is they built their business right. They actually they built a strong team in their marketing consultant position. They built a strong team in their regional position, and depth grew. I mean, they drove the depth. So, that's, I don't know how else to put that, is when you have that kind of infinite bonus system that we have with the customer residual bonuses over time, that really does add up. It's very, very significant. So don't think that oh my gosh, if I never get to national, or I got to get here before No, you can start making money with Ambit right away. You can start making big money as you start promoting through the compensation plan. You can make a lot of money over time just by gradually doing this business, whether you're promoting through the compensation plan or not, as long as you're bringing people into the business that are plugging into the system and that residual continues to grow. So bottom line is, that person could have made a whole lot more money in their first 6 years if they would have promoted through the compensation plan. But before they got recognized as a top income earner this year, they delayed their process because they didn't build it as big as they could have, and they probably could have been an executive or a national by now as well. So anyway, I'm just promoting the fact that getting through the compensation plan is incredibly, incredibly important for someone newly getting their business started, and someone that's certainly looking to replace a full-time income. Is you've got to get promoted through the compensation plan, and this is the best promo that we've ever ran to even consider the potential of that income.
Here's what you want to get about the promotion is that you're going to promote anyways, and while we're running these triple bonus promotion, you might as well take advantage of the fact that you can make some significant cash in the process. So if you're starting brand new today, and we've got a lot of people who are just brand spanking new, barely in the business, less than 24 hours, and if you focus on getting your next promotion as quickly as you can, and it is very, very doable for somebody to do it within 7 days, very doable. Does it take activity? Absolutely. Does it take massive activity? Absolutely. Is it worth it? Sure it is. Because if you promote within the next 7 days to regional consultant, at regional consultant you personally sponsor someone, that's $465. And in order for you to get there, you're probably going to bring in at least 4 people personally. Well, if you're in Texas, 4 times 300, that's $1,200. That's a considerable payday for someone who's brand new in the business. So take advantage of it, because what you really want to do is the next time triple bonus rolls around, you want to make sure you're promoted to the next level or maybe 2 other levels after that, because that's really where you can earn some significant cash. And if you're going to do it, you might as well do it during this time and create some momentum for your business so that you've got some activity that's running, even when it's double bonus or a single bonus or bonus and a half, whatever that is. But when we've got these really big bonuses, the double and the triple, you got to really take advantage of it so that you can position yourself to really take advantage of the opportunity as a whole.
Awesome. Well, and guys, we've been kind of focusing a lot on, how do we get somebody newly plugged in to the business. We obviously, Ambit at large, as well as we've experienced with our team over the years, is that people get started in the business. New marketing consultants get started in the business, and sometimes they're not brought in properly. Sometimes everyone thinks the hard work is the prospecting. I got them on my written list. I've invited them. I'm following up with them. I'm getting them to the next exposure, and then I get them in the business. And that might have taken a day. That could have taken a week. It could have taken a month. It could have taken a year. It could have taken 5 years. Regardless, it took however time it did. Make no mistake, that's not the work. That's not what you get paid for. You get paid for that new consultant getting their business started properly. the reason why they call it a jumpstart bonus and a team builder bonus, because the team builder bonus is what the sponsor gets. The jumpstart bonus is what the new marketing consultant gets. So you think about that. In order for the team builder bonus to happen, you actually have to have a marketing consultant that's in their first 28 days get their first 2 customers. So, you know, how is that person who knows basically almost nothing about the business other than what you've told them, what your upline told them, and what a video they saw told them, or what they saw at a live meeting? They don't know anything. So what we've got to do is we've got to help that new person get plugged into the business, help them get their first 2 customers so they get a check and you get a check. That's how you get paid. You do not get paid from prospecting. You get paid when new consultants actually join and get their first 2 customers in their 28 days. That's how you get paid. So, you know, I'm not going to talk about the promotional bonus in regards to that. So that means the sponsor and the upline have to do some work and help that person get plugged in and get into action with our business. So those of you that are on our team, if you're a brand new marketing consultant and you have not gone through the 10 steps on getting plugged into the business, and then you have not gotten together with your upline RC, SC, or EC to do the game plan interview, then you've got to schedule that by tomorrow morning. You got to get that handled. Now, let's say you were in the business before we started talking about this and rolling this out and everything. Well, then, you know, you're listening. Hey, I don't know anything about it. Not a problem. Just contact us later. We'll get you filled in. Get with your sponsor. Get with your upline RCSC, and they'll get it sorted out where you need to get positioned. If you go on our team website, which is thenewplana.com, thenewplana.com, and go under the training tab, it says new marketing consultant, new MC training. That's where the 10 steps is for you guys. You've got to get that done. Our task is you got to get that done in your first 24, 48 hours. Majority of it should be done pretty quickly after. You know, the sponsor has a role as well, and there's a document there for them to make sure that they are helping that new person get plugged in, get started, get them paid, and that way we can start replicating something that actually works. I mean, understand, guys, there is no time freedom, there is no financial freedom from this business day one. There's no time freedom and there's no financial freedom until you create duplication in your business. Without duplication, you will have none of the above. You know, so I was meeting today with a guy for lunch, and sharing with him about our story. And I've talked with him over the year here and there. He's a pretty sharp guy, but he still doesn't get the deal. He's like, yeah, but you got to work hard. And I said, listen, we're having lunch at noon. I woke up at 11 o'clock this morning, took a shower, came to meet you. I'm going to do some phone calls when I leave here, and then I'm going to church, and then I'm going to do a team call, and that's my day, okay? That's what I'm doing today. I said, no, when I started off, did my days look like that? No, I busted my tail with my wife, fortunately. We got to do this together, and yeah, we worked for as hard as we could because we wanted to get someplace fairly quickly. We needed to. I mean, our mortgage wasn't going to get paid unless we actually did something about what was going on, because we were just losing our industry, we were losing our business, plus we wanted to add to that business before it even started to fall apart. So, our why was fairly significant in that regard. So yeah, but I said, you work hard. I mean, you're like up hours way before me. I mean, you're up 2 hours before you have to be at work, and then you're doing the work thing, and then you're getting to take an hour lunch break, and then you're going back to work, and you're going to go home when it looks like you can get away. I mean, because your work's not going to be done, right? So, and then after 5 years, let's say, how much are they going to pay you after the 5 years? And he's like, nothing. I said, that's the point. We're building for residual income. We're going to pay a price now today so we can have financial freedom in the future. Everyone deserves financial freedom, in my personal opinion. Everyone deserves it. Just everyone hasn't earned it. We've got to get people to a place where they understand there's a price to pay, and they're going to have to earn it if they want it. And that's all going to be connected to, are they emotionally connected to their why? I mean, is it really something? Is it just a good idea, or is it is it really something inside their bones where they've got a why that they're not going to quit on? We can quit on a lot of things. You know, if you go to start a new exercise program or a diet or some kind of debt reduction strategy and you keep it to yourself, you're going to fail. If you become accountable to somebody, you got a better than a 50% chance of making forward progress. Okay? There's no winning formula other than there's odds against you and there's odds for you. You know, and from the day you were born, the odds were against you. From the day you were born, you were dying. I mean, you know, we've got a limited amount of time on this planet, and the question is, how much of that time do you want bogged down with working for somebody that is going to dictate how you spend your days and how you spend your holidays and how you get time off and, you know, how long you have to work and what's there left afterwards. So I don't know what's going on my screen, so hopefully that's not affecting you guys. Maybe it's just on my end. But so, I mean, understanding, get the new marketing consultant started properly. We put a system in place so you guys know exactly where it is. You know where a blueprint is. You know how to. You know when someone's talking to you and they're like, well, you know, well, I did this, this, this. It's like, great. Have you done step 3? No, I haven't done step 3. Okay, but I did step 4. How do you do step 3 and how do you not do step 3 and how do you go to step 4? I mean, they're there in succinct order for a specific reason so that we can actually track things and make sure that people understand that they're either on pace or they're off track, one of the two.
A couple of things, you know, Richard talked about us paying the price in the beginning so that we can live a lifestyle today where we don't have to worry about money or time or being somewhere at a certain time. And what I can tell you is one of the things that we looked at was really how to get a new consultant started, because it's not enough just to sign them up and leave them to the wolves. Yes, there's a lot of stuff out there and a lot of information that the company puts out and other consultants put out, and your new consultant can get very lost in that. And you as a new consultant can get very lost in that. And that's why we created that document, your first 10 steps in the business. And the quicker you do that, the faster you get through it, the more money you're going to make. I mean, we always say in this business, go as wide as you can, as fast as you can, which means sponsor as many people as you can, as quick as you can, which means you're going to talk to as many people as you can and show the business to as many people as you can, as quick as you can. And that really is the trick to having a really explosive business. It's just get going and getting all-out massive action. And I shared this picture on Facebook from another EC. It says, success occurs when your dreams get bigger than your excuses. And so your dreams for this business and what this business can do for you and your family has got to get bigger than your excuses for why you can't do it. We were just in church, and I ran into a friend of ours who I'd been talking to about the business for almost 1 year. We met him when Richard was buying a suit for our Success from Home magazine photo shoot. And that magazine photo shoot was, I think, back in June, so we were probably shopping for this suit in May. And he still isn't in the business. And I said, you know what? By now, you could have been out of that job, you know, because I know his work ethic. He's in sales, and he works long hours, and he's really great at what he does. And his dream for his Ambit business just never got bigger than the excuses that he had for not starting it. So you got to take all the excuses and put them aside and start getting through that list and working through it as quick as you can, as fast as you can. And I know there's people on here also that are re-engaged in their business. Maybe you haven't had any activity in a while and you're back in the game. Well, you know what? Start fresh. Act like you're brand new in the business. It's never too late to act like a brand new marketing consultant. And Richard and I do that all the time. You know, when we hit a plateau in our business and we start to look at, okay, how do we get to the next level? We go right back to the basics. We go revisit our written list. We get the memory jogger out. We look and see who have we not added to this list that we've met in the last few months or the last few weeks or whatever that time period is. And we add to our written list and we start inviting people to take a look at the business. We don't do anything different than what you've done. I actually had lunch with somebody I just met a few weeks ago, and I gave her a magazine and I asked her to take a look at the video, and we've got a follow-up scheduled for a couple of days from now. So we're doing exactly what it is you're doing. We're not doing anything different. We've just done more of it for a much longer period of time, and that's all there is. All that we have on you guys is that we've been doing it for a longer period of time, so we've gotten a whole lot better at it.
You know, and part of that, I don't know if the screen is frozen on your side, but for some reason the video is frozen on my side, so forgive me. We're working with this new Google Hangout stuff. We did something the other night which seemed to work out pretty well, so hopefully we can use this as a staple for our team calls, create a little better interface and better way to archive these types of calls. But you know, one of the other things that we did early on, and you know, this was a process. I mean, this was a pruning process. I mean, over the first 3 years in the business, there were things and people we had to break away from. Guys, if you think you're going to hang on to the same relationships you got today to get where you want to get, it's just not going to happen. You know, so you know what I always tend to tell people about network marketing is this business is going to reveal who you're going to be in relationship with for the long haul. Now, I'm not saying that you got to drop friends and family. I'm just saying that you're going to have people that are going to try to tear you down because they don't have a big enough dream and they won't really want to see your dream succeed. Now, they're not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you that they're scared, that they didn't face their fears, or they didn't face their, you know, they didn't create a big enough dream. They're just going to do things that seem really hurtful, and they're going to do things that seem, at times, maybe even seem innocent, like it's just a good idea that, you know, what they're sharing with you. They're just trying to give you their 2 cents. Well, you know what? Their 2 cents isn't going to get you financially free. So if someone's going to give me anything, give me $1 million. I don't want your 2 cents. Give me your $1 million advice, right? If you're going to give me something. I want people around me that are going to lift me up. I want people that are going to celebrate my success. I want people that want to come alongside me. Now, they don't necessarily have to be my direct partner in the business, but at least they can be my cheerleader. I mean, I just need people that are going to promote me. You know, I spend most of my life promoting other people, and you know, that's just kind of like what I'm bent towards. Is I want to see people win. Now, I want to see people win because I want to win. So, you know, I kind of hang on to the whole thing from Zig Ziglar, which is, you know, the best way to get what you want is to help enough people get what they want. And I want my life to be about helping people get what they want. So when a new person's coming into this business, they want financial freedom. Now, there's something tied to that. We got to find what it is, and we got to get them on track to doing it quickly. And also, I just saw this text that came in from SC James Penny, and had a guy out of Oklahoma, Carl McKittrick, promoted to regional consultant in 1 day, guys. I don't know how he did it. I want to find out, but I can tell you that we have people promote to regional in 1 day. It does happen. We've had it promote in 2 days. We've had people promote to senior in less than 30 days, less than 60 days. Guys,
and he's out of Oklahoma City, which is not even deregulated.
So guys, when you're starting to hear like all these, and Mary just talked about it, when you're, you know, when the excuses are outweighed by your why or by your dream, nothing matters. No circumstance is going to hold you back. It has nothing to do, well, there's no live meeting in my area. Well, there's no local trainings, or, you know, obviously there's some people that truly don't care about that. If they just, what they want is they want success, and they're going to pay the price to get the success. And if there's one thing that you leave from this call with is like, okay, I'm going to pay the price to have success, I'm going to pay the price, and I'm going to learn how to get a new marketing consultant started, and I'm going to pay the price daily. Because without doing this business daily, and without getting some form of coaching daily, and being connected with your upline, and I mean, not when I just say your upline, I don't mean like your top upline. I mean all of your upline. Your sponsor, your regional, your senior, your executive. You got to be connected with those people. Those are the people that actually care about you the most in this business. Every new marketing consultant that comes in the business has at least 4 people that care about them the most. You know, your brother may not care about you winning in this business. Your best friend may not care about, your own mama may not care about you winning in this business. But who cares about you winning in this business is your sponsor, your regional, your senior, and your executive. They care about you the most. So you ought to make them, you know, be a part of your business, because if you don't reach out to them, it's very, very hard to kind of cull people out when they're not raising their hands. You picture a crowd of 100, 200, 1,000 people, and they're all standing there. How do you pick one out? Well, you pick the ones out that are raising their hand because you can see those people. Because the people all in the center, you can't see those. You can only see the outer skirts. So you got to find the people that are actually raising their hand saying, you know, I want this. I can do this. This is what I'm doing. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Tell me what I'm doing right. Just tell me something. Those are the people that we're looking for. You know, showing up is part of the battle. Showing up is part of the plan. Participating and giving of your time and helping with what's going on in the local markets is also part of that. But it's just getting connected with the people that are fighting for your best interest. So, you know, I've covered a little bit about as far as getting new marketing consultants started, but really looking at, you know, the business. What do I do over the next week and a half? I swore up and down the promo wasn't going to be extended, and it's been extended way too many times, and I'm almost scared that it's becoming like, you know, water to a fish. And guys, you know, we only run triple-double twice a year, so if you're expecting to see it in the summertime, you're dreaming. You better act like this last week and a half is like you're never going to see it again. If you act that way, I think you'll get more action. But the best way that I know to do it is this. You've got your written list. You can't call everyone on your written list in 1 week. It's just not going to happen. So from that written list, you've got to make a hot list. You've got to create a list that's a short list. Maybe it's 20, maybe it's 30 people. It's doubtful you're going to connect with more than that. But like these are the people on your hot list that you are intentionally going to make contact with this week. These are the people that you've rated. Hey, listen, these are my next hot prospects that I got to go talk to, that I got to invite. Okay, great. So you've got your hot list. That's always going to be with you. It's in your notebook. I don't want it in your phone, just some electronic. I want you to have at least, it can be an electronic format, but it needs to be printed out or written out. You want it in some kind of hard copy format so you can make notes on it, especially as you're calling and contacting these people. You know, next is you got to have a daily plan. If you've got a list of 30 and you're going to contact all 30 of these people this week, guess what? You're going to have to break that down. Now, maybe you can't do, you know, 10 people a day, but maybe you can do 3 people a day or 5 people a day. Well, just understand there's only so many days in a week, there's only so many hours in a day, there's only so many hours you have available a day. So you're going to have to isolate that going, listen, I'm going to reach 5 people, not making 5 calls and leaving 5 messages and saying, hey, Bob, get back to me. It's connecting with 5 people, 3 people, whatever that number is, but you are creating a daily plan. It's like, these 3 people I'm connecting with. I'm connecting with at least 3 people a day. Boom, boom, boom. And you rearrange your day to go around that. Now, you know, listen, there's tons of things you could say is getting in the way from you building your Ambit business. Ain't none of them going to create financial freedom. So you've got to figure out how you're going to rearrange life. No one's going to do it for you. Success will not come knocking on your door. It's hard, okay? You know, our business model is simple, and what we do is fun. In the beginning, when you're learning the ropes, it's a little awkward, okay? And it may not be as fun as you think it should be. But bottom line is, creating any successful business, there's long hours. I mean, I'm sure there was days that Bill Gates went 48 hours without sleep. Mark Zuckerberg. I mean, we can go down the list. And I'm not saying that you know we all got to go do what they did. But the bottom line is, everybody knows for a big payday and for a longer-term payday, you got to pay a bigger price on the front end. And then consistency is your friend in this business. It's the mother of all success. Your consistency over time in this business, it's what's going to have you win. It's what's going to have you have financial freedom. It's why we have a regional consultant that's a top 50 income earner in Ambit Energy when you've got people that are promoted to much higher ranks than they have. It's consistency. It's time and effort in the business that gets you where you want to get. It's positive action. It's not positive thinking. Trust me, if positive thought is all it took to win in this business, I'd win. I got positive thought. I don't wake up negative. I wake up fairly positive. I'm usually the one that's in the household, keeping the cool, keeping the right mindset in the house. I mean,
for those of you on Google Hangouts, you saw him give me this funky look because I'm usually have been up for about 3 or 4 hours by the time Richard gets up.
And
so life has happened.
And I don't like my mornings to be jacked with at all. I don't like my evenings to be jacked with. I like to bookend with I'm waking up good, I'm going to bed good, and that means the rest of the day should go pretty well, because somewhere along the way, you know, my head's going to hit that pillow, and life needs to be all right so I can wake up the next morning. So, you know, bottom line is you're gonna do whatever you need to do in this business for you to win, and the daily plan is what you got to have, but it's your daily plan. Now, if you want to review that with somebody and you want to get that figured out, hey, what do you think of this plan? Do you think it's going to get me where I want to get to? Because bottom line, a plan is worthless if it's not leading you somewhere. If you don't have a plan to get promoted to regional in a certain time frame, more than likely your plan's going to reflect that. But if your time frame is, hey man, I want to get promoted in 30 days, then your plan needs to reflect that. And I don't care if you've been in the business 6 days, 6 months, 6 years, and you feel like whatever promotion you should have hit it by now, that it doesn't matter. Start over. Everyone gets a bright-eyed, bushy tail to start their business over. You ain't missed out on nothing. If you've missed out on something, then you shouldn't be talking to the next prospect, because that next prospect's going to be signing up for what you're in. Well, you've got exactly all the tools and everything that you need in this business for you to radically transform how you're building your business. Your business is going to be based upon what you do today, what you do tomorrow, not what you did yesterday, right? There's a difference between build and built. What you've built so far is what you've built. It's irrelevant, because if it hasn't gotten you where you want to get, then you've got to start building something new. I mean, if you're building a house and you're starting to put, the foundation's been laid, and all of a sudden you notice there's this crack going down the middle of the foundation, guess what? You are busting up the foundation before any framing gets on that thing. You're busting it out and probably ripping out some plumbing that was in there too, and you're starting pretty much from scratch. And that's okay. You can do that. This is a business that forgives over and over and over again, as long as you're willing to forgive yourself for what you've done and what you haven't done. In this business, Mary and I have made just more mistakes than most of you guys. And yes, we've had more wins too. I mean, just according to our stats and statistics. And that is what it is. And some of that's a function of time. A lot of that's a function by effort. And I mean, we look back often and like, man, wish we'd have done something different. Wish we would have, not taken as much time off maybe in 2008. Sometimes we go there, and I just want you guys to know that we're constantly reinventing ourselves. We're constantly hanging on to one of the core values that the company established early on, like day one, is never let good enough be good enough. We're not letting our business be good enough. We're always going to push it to the next level. If we don't push it to the next level, we don't raise the bar, then someone else doesn't have something to shoot for. And we make sure we pull people into our lives that constantly raise the bar for us, because we want to be reaching for something as well, because the higher we reach, I'm pretty confident the more people we can reach and we can help. So anyway, along with plugging into the system and taking advantage of this next promotion, all that other stuff and paying the price, events. You guys got to promote events with your teammates. There's events that are coming up right now that I don't care where you live, you need to be at. Why is that? Because the price that someone pays to go to an event is nothing compared to the price they pay to travel there, maybe get a hotel, or the time they spend in a car with other teammates talking about Ambit, talking about strategies, that's the real price. Yes, you're going to pick up nuggets at every training. Every training I'm at, I pick up nuggets. Even if I'm one of the trainers, I'm listening to the other trainers and I'm taking notes and I'm picking up nuggets. So, a couple events that are coming up right now that you guys need to definitely take advantage of. First one that's coming up is, if you've got people in the West Texas area, if you yourself are living in the West Texas area, at the Ambit Odessa Leadership Development Center, we've got a training event that we're doing there on March 29th, which is Saturday. The Friday before that's the 28th, we're doing a business presentation. We have some outside other executives that are coming in. I know we've got Jordan Buckingham, senior consultant who's knocking on the door of executive, coming to the training as well. Mary and I will be there hosting it with Manny and Rosella Salazar, along with Hector Cuevas, who's a senior consultant, and Josh Reyes, who's a senior consultant. So who's going to be doing that event out there are people that are actually living it, breathing it, eating it, really getting it done. So you guys want to make sure that if you've got folks in that area, driving distance, I mean, driving distance to me, well, that's, you know, I might be the extreme, but, you know, I'll say, just to dumb it down some, you know, if you're within 3 to 4 hours of that, get there. I mean, it's going to be a great event, and that development center was put there really to support, you know, Ambit at large, to make sure there was a place, because there's been no weekly meetings in West Texas for years, and now there's actually a place where people can go to a weekly meeting and have, you know, a training that's done every 6 to 8 weeks or something like that, and really just get plugged in with what's happening and hear stories and testimonies from people all around Texas that are building that business. So that's the March 28th and 29th. So next Friday and next Saturday. That Saturday event is going to be a 10 to 4 event, and I think tickets are like $15. If you're getting them on Eventbrite, then there's a service charge for that. So we got the ticket price really, really low, just to kind of cover, you know, what we deal with there in the training center. But and then at the door, it's going to be $20. So just get that around. If you need a flyer, we'll get you a flyer. We'll be emailing stuff out through the Power Zone and posting stuff on the different social media, so you can get the word out. So we appreciate that. The other is Power Trip, and I can't think of anyone better to talk about Power Trip than my wife.
A couple things before we go on about Power Trip is you're going to hear it all over. There's a lot of training events, a lot of opportunities for training, and you're going to be wondering, which one should I go to? Do I go to all of them? Do I go to some of them? Which ones do I go to? And what we always say is there are 4 pillar training events that Ambit Energy has. So if you're serious about your Ambit Energy business, then it is a non-negotiable that you go to these 4 events. So the first event always happens in January. That's our multi-city live satellite broadcast. It's typically in a city that's within a few hours driving distance of where you live. So it's all over the place. That's in January, which is already passed. The second event is Power Trip. So you can get the details at ambitpowertrip.com. It's happening April 10th to the 12th. The third pillar event is our annual convention. This year, it's always in Dallas. Power Trip and our convention are always in Dallas. It's the biggest event of the year, so you must go to that event. It is typically on Labor Day weekend. This year, it is on Labor Day weekend. It's in Dallas. You can get that in events.ambitenergy.com, and it'll have all the details. And then the fourth pillar event is Power Trip again in the fall, and it's typically in November. So those are the 4 pillar events that we say you must go to. If you're seriously building your Ambit Energy business, it's a non-negotiable for you not to attend those events. And then the rest of the events, we're going to share with you training events that happen that we think are very valuable. The content's great. Who's leading it is great. You're going to get great value for your time and your money. So we'll support those events. Now, there are some trainings that we've never been to, so we can't endorse that training. It doesn't mean that it's not great, but if you ever wonder, please call us and ask. I mean, there's always, you know, there's lots of great people. There are some trainers that are in some field leaders that I know without a shadow of a doubt they're going to have an awesome training. Like Kim and Jim Mason up in the Northeast, I always send people to their trainings because I know they're going to have an awesome training. I've never personally been to one of their trainings. I've been in training with them a lot, and so I know that they're going to provide value. So those are the 4. So Power Trip is probably one of my favorite events of the entire year, of all the things we do in all the areas and all the communities that we participate in. And what I love about Power Trip is the environment that it creates. One, you've got a very small group of people, small meaning about 700 people, with a whole really large number of top income earners at that event. So you're going to be able to talk to people who are really doing it, who are really successful, who are financially free, and they're right there with you. So you're able to ask questions of them, and you're not able to get that kind of intimacy with them in any other venue. The other thing I love about Power Trip is the Friday night event. There's a lot of stuff that happens at Power Trip. But the Friday night event, you're going to hear from our co-founders, Jerry Thompson and Chris Chambliss, and they're going to do a State of the Union address. But what's unique about Power Trip is that they actually allow people to do a complete open Q&A session. So whether you're a brand new marketing consultant or you're a seasoned national consultant or you're not even a consultant at all but you've paid to come to Power Trip, you can stand up at the mic and ask them any question. And what I love about the Q&A is you get to experience Chris and Jerry's relationship and how they work together and the banter back and forth. I mean, Richard and I have been around them lots and lots of times. We've had lunches with them. We've had dinners with them. We know their wives personally. I mean, I've had lunch with Leslie Chambliss and Carolyn Thompson one-on-one, and so, but we don't even get to experience that kind of witnessing of their working relationship. So it's a real unique opportunity to be there. And if you're going to be at Power Trip, even if you live in Dallas, stay at the host hotel. Submerge yourself in the weekend and come and squeeze the lemon and get every bit of juice you can get out of the weekend, because those that submerge themselves in the training get the most out of the training. I'm telling you, if you want to really explode your business because of that training, stay in the hotel. Come early, stay late, be in the lobby, be with people, ask questions, meet other consultants. That is where Richard and I have really fostered all of our cross-line relationships. There's not a single market that we do not have people that we've worked intimately with that we couldn't call up and say, hey, can you take care of my consultant here? We had a brand new consultant go out to New Jersey for the simulcast event, and I wasn't really sure who was out in New Jersey and who was going to be at that event location, but I made one phone call and said, yeah, absolutely, I'll take care of them like they're my own. So we've done that because of events like Power Trip. And you can't create that any other way. Your business is not going to solely be in Oklahoma. It's not going to be solely in Texas. It's not going to be solely in California. And the only way for you to meet those other cross-line leaders is to get yourself to these events. And so, I mean, I can't stress it enough. Get yourself to Power Trip, whatever it takes. Do the whatever it takes program. The hotel is very inexpensive. If you got to squish 4 people in a hotel, do it. It's not that bad. You can do it for a season. And if you talk to any of our top income earners, almost all of them paid the price and slept 4, 5, 6 people to a hotel room for a season. And you got to pay a price to have success in this business. And if you're willing to pay the price, you can certainly reap the rewards.
Okay, guys, we're gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna see how this.
Oh, one more training that's going to be good. I am so sorry.
No problem.
Justin Title is doing a business builder training this Sunday in Dallas from 2 to 6 p.m. at the Wyndham Hotel. It's got a great list of people who are going to be coming. Lisa Pulliam from Tyler's going to be there. Joey Carter's going to be there. Ward Miller's going to be there. The Director of Consultant Support, Alan Mackhouse from Corporate's going to be there. You can get details at teamfin.com. TEAMFIN.com.
We're good? Mm-hmm. All right, awesome. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. I don't know how the video came out. We're going to not probably hang on to this one because we had some difficulties, but hope we'll be working more with these with the Google Hangouts so we have a little bit more interaction. I'm going to try next week where we actually have a panel on, because I can have 10 people in a live chat, and I can have, wish we had 1 million people watching at that time, but we have at least 10 people like interacting where we can field questions and chatting back and forth. So we're going to try to make this a little bit more interactive instead of just a lecture. But I appreciate you guys being on tonight. You guys have a blessed evening and a fantastic week, and let us know what we can do with you as you're taking action on the court. Y'all have a great evening. God bless.
Thanks, Richard. Thanks, Richard.
Your conference recording has stopped.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Richard. God bless.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Richard and Mary.